It's your boy Davion Scene, and I'm back at you with another video for Snowfall Season 5, Episode 4, Revolutions. Let's get right into it. Hit the like and subscribe button. So now we get Sissy fresh off the plane. She arrives to a deserted, empty house, and she starts, reminiscing about what it was like when they first moved in. And, you can tell she feels some kind of way because Alton isn't there. And, it's obvious something happened to Alton. So now we get to the next scene with Jam and Jerome. And yes, I'm going to call him Jam and Jerome because he said turn that shit up, and now I'm going to do that. So we're going to turn it up. So Jam and Jerome and Big Dion and his crew, they moving the weight and product around. And then one of the crew members start playing some rap music. And, and this is like the little introduction to rap, to gangster rap, you know what I'm saying? Because this is like their introduction to how they're going to dive into it later on in the season. So, James Jerome and all of them, they feeling it, they liking it until they start hearing their names as business being dropped in the song. So they end up back in the projects, walking, looking for Maurice or Marquise. It's Mark, whatever, little Mark. He's a skateboarder kid. They just skateboards and listens to alternative music. And so basically they surround him, press him, and Big Dion is definitely unnecessarily pressing the kid. I mean, like, because you see how he tried to come at Leon, but Leon wasn't backing down, but he still kept it cool. And basically the boy was just saying that, yo, I'm not snitching, I'm just telling it how it is, what I see through my eyes in my environment. And Jerome, he kind of feels that, he likes hearing his skill, he likes hearing him rhyme. He tells him to spit a rhyme, but before he can do that, Buckley and the boys in blue, LAPD, the crash unit come through, crashing everything. They knocking stuff over, kicking doors down, sicking dogs on people. It's just really crazy. It felt like, in Leon's, based on what Leon said, felt like it was back in the Birmingham days back again. And him and Buckley and Jerome, they share a look, and you can tell that Jerome really wants to get rid of Buckley, and so does Leon, but they have their different reasons, you know what I'm saying? So we get to Franklin and Veronique having a conversation about about what it was like when she first started moving in and moving her stuff in and cooking. She used to cook every day, apparently. And she, I guess she got busy with a lot of things and she doesn't cook as much. And, they just having a little good time. But that comes to an end when he gets a pager notification that the projects get raided. So now we end up at Aunt Louie's place, her club. And, we see Peaches having him a little good time with Black Diamond and Dallas, playing spades, smoking, drinking, the vibes. And Leon isn't having it. He's complaining. He's ready to go to war for this. Like, it's like, yo, he ain't feeling what Buckley did. He ain't feeling his people getting harassed like that. And Louis is basically saying that with drug dealers, this is what happens. And Leon ain't hearing none of that. He's ready to just go to war with the LAPD. And Franklin is telling him that that's not a smart idea. And it's not a smart idea because how are you going to go to war with the LAPD? How does that work? But so as the conversations get more intense, Sissy shows up and then they drop everything. And then they say, oh, Sissy. Now, Sissy looks good. She looks healthy. I just find it funny that she'll be looking all those kind of ways knowing that her husband is dead. But that's a different story. We're going to talk about that later. So, with Leon is in the background watching. And he's like, yo, these people over here talking about all this celebration stuff. Bro, my people is getting messed up and getting harassed in the projects, bro. Like, what's really going on? So we get to the next scene where Buckley and Louie having a conversation about what went on earlier that day. And I told you in my prediction video that that was his warning towards Louie. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been on her back. I mean, he's really been on her back about finding someone to serve up. Like, he needs something, because the boys in the department, the LAPD department, is really on his back, and he's getting desperate and he's getting really, really impatient. So Louis didn't fold, fortunately, thank God, and it wasn't Louis's fault that the projects got raided. So now we end up with Leon going to Javi to get some guns. So Leon come through looking like Easy-E with the little button-up shirt. I like it. I like that little reference. And he's basically just real adamant, like, yo, I want some weapons. I need something that's going to set it off. And even Avi starts dropping some jewels, you know what I'm saying? He starts dropping some jewels about, yo, if you do this, this is gonna be hot. You're gonna make it worse for your people. But Leon ain't hearing none of that. He says if he can get at least one pig, at least one, then that'll be all satisfying to him. So, but the scene before that, I kind of did. The scene before that, Teddy and Franklin having a conversation about what went on in the projects the other day, and basically Teddy just tells him like, "Yo, I can't do anything," because Franklin expects Teddy to like, he knows Teddy has a lot of, well, he did have a lot of pull, and he still thinks that Teddy has a lot of pull, but once his father went out in the public and started exposing Teddy, it's like everyone backed out from him. It's like everyone got scared, and now he's just this rogue agent, so he doesn't have this pull that he has anymore. And he basically tells Franklin, you shouldn't even worry about it as much because this is South Central. The police don't care about you. He basically drops gems on Franklin. He tells him, like, yo, the police don't really care. It's gonna happen from time to time. Just be cool, lay low. Because if this was somewhere else, like in Beverly Hills, you would have the whole entire National Guard. So now we get to Aunt Louie and Buckley having a conversation about the events that happened early on in the day. Now I told y'all that this was gonna be a warning to Aunt Louie that Bucko is not playing at all. He's under pressure. He wants a big fish, and Louie is procrastinating. Little does he know that Louie has a lot on her plate, but does he care? Of course not. He's gonna care. He's an officer. Now we get into a little bit of his backstory to why he doesn't really claim his people, all because he was called Redbone. And yeah, that's a great reason to hurt your people. Anyway, so we get to Teddy and Franklin. They're having a conversation about what happened also. And, Teddy just gives it to him straight. Gives it right to him straight. Like, yo, listen, you selling you selling a bunch of rock. You're the biggest rock distributor in the world. I mean, like, you selling a ton of cocaine, crack cocaine right now. You don't think the boys in blue is going to be catching on to y'all? You don't think you're going to be getting harassed from them? I mean, let's be real here. And then Franklin is talking about, well, don't you have some pull with the LAPD? And so Teddy just laughs. And so basically he just says to Franklin, like, yo, your father brought it to the press. So everything is public. So I can't really, my hands are tied now. And so he basically tells Franklin that he doesn't really have to worry much about it. If they were somewhere out in, I don't know, but out in Beverly Hills, you'll have the whole National Guard over there. So basically he's telling Franklin that the police, they don't really care unless they really have a motive. So now we get to Leon, and he come in looking like Easy. I'm getting a lot of Easy vibes from Leon right now. And we get Avi. Now Avi living large, living ghetto fabulous with his flamboyant self. That's a drippy dude right there. And he know how to get them guns. So they're just having a conversation, conversing about the issue that went on and how he needs to get some guns. And Avi even tells him that if you go at the police, then they're gonna be coming at your people. It's gonna make it hot. And Leon is basically like on his Fred Hampton type stuff. He ain't caring about that. If he can get one police officer, that'd be good for him. So now we get to the next scene. We see Juan. no, Wanda, yo, she's a clown, yo. That's my girl right there. But Wanda, she talking about her little adventures, what went on, and how she got her little money and whatever. And so we see Sissy come through. She's looking beautiful than ever. And we see a little bit of weight loss. I mean, she looks really good for someone who just lost their husband. So they start talking about property and all this other stuff. It's basically Franklin took what his mother was doing, working for someone while being in the real estate business, and just now we get to the next scene where Jerome and Louis, they're having a conversation, and basically, the conversation is about the dinner that Franklin is having at the Japanese steakhouse. And we know Louis is overwhelmed. You know, she doesn't really want to be in the game anymore. All she wants to do is just sit back and chill and just live her life and just watch two white bitches fight over stupid shit, as she said. And basically, Jerome guilt trips her because basically he brings up all the things that's been going on. And you mean to tell me that you're not gonna break from this and come have a peaceful dinner with us? I mean, the whole family is gonna be there, and everyone is gonna be reunited. Let's catch up. You're not gonna do that for me. And Sissy compromises, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll do that for you." And they kiss. And those cute, those two right there. They're such an awesome couple. Those are my favorite couple, and I don't even like couples. So anyway, we get to Franklin and Leon having a conversation in the projects with Black Diamond and Dallas in the background, watching out. And he's urging Leon to like come to the dinner to celebrate to catch up, but Leon is on a different kind of time. He don't want to have nothing to do with no dinner. He don't care about all that family stuff. All he cares about is what's going on in the hood and how he's going to take out the LAPD. And Franklin basically tells him like, "Yo, you can still be for your people, but you can also do this for me." And Leon is really hesitant. He's saying like, "I gotta stay for my people," and he's saying like, "What people? I mean, these people in the projects," and he's saying black people everywhere. I mean, we getting all this money, but what are we doing with it? We setting these people up to either die, go to jail, get arrested, all this other stuff, And the character development with Leon, it's really actually is really impressive because at first we see him as this crash out. He was wild in season 1 and 2 and 3. And then it wasn't until he killed Khadijah. I mean, I'm sorry, killed Khadijah's daughter in episode 4, season 4. And yeah, Leon, he was a crash. He was really ignorant. But this season, well, last season, we see kind of a change in him. He doesn't really, come off as ignorant unless he needs to be. He's not as wild because he killed Tiana, Khadijah's daughter. And, it kind of changed him and it made him put him in this more mellow state in that, you know, what I'm saying? But anyway, we fast forward to the dinner scene at the Japanese steakhouse, and it feels good. It looks good to just have all the Saints family all dressed up. They all rich because they came from the bottom. They started from the bottom. Now they up top. They eating steak. They having champagne and blase blase. So Louis pops the question: what happened to Alton? Now you can cut the tension with a knife with that brief silence, you know what I'm saying? And then Sissy, you would think that she would break down and get emotional, but she just says it straight up that Alton got killed by Reed. And you would think that Franklin would jump up and have some kind of reaction, but Franklin doesn't really believe that Reed killed Alton. He doesn't really believe that Alton is dead. He has to just see the proof. He just has to. I mean, like, what proof? What more proof do you need? Your mother isn't lying. So anyway, we get to the car scene. They're in the limousine. They're having a conversation. She wants to know basically like, what am I getting myself into? What's going on with the family? Is it safe and all this? And she wants to help Franklin. Of course, she doesn't want to be a drug dealer, but she wants to help her son. She wants to support him. And she has been supporting him ever since season 3 and 4. And I kind of like her character development because at first she was like, I don't want your reefer money, to now like, what can I do to help? And I think that's pretty cool. But Franklin is not really feeling that idea because Teddy's on his back. It's getting really dangerous. And basically he doesn't want anyone else. He doesn't want anyone in his family or anyone else in his family getting hurt or killed, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't really feel like that's a smart move, you know. And Sissy, but we all know Sissy has Sissy has bigger plans. So we see Sissy in the next scene. She's walking through Leon's hood. She goes to his crib and sees a bunch of guns there. And Leon is war ready to go at it with the police. Like, he ain't playing. And so basically Sissy was just having a heart to heart with him on her days as a Panther and how she felt and how they handled things back then when the police and then were going at it. And she said that some differences that they made, they didn't have to fire a shot. Now don't get it twisted. Them Panthers will put a hole in you if need be. But it wasn't just about that. It was basically about bringing equality and peace and change for us as black people. But as the government, like they do, they always infiltrate and they try to destroy. Well, they don't try. They destroy us every time. And Leon doesn't really understand what she's talking about because what you mean you didn't fire a shot? That's probably why all this stuff is still going today. And Sissy has a way of getting through to Leon, and you can tell that Leon really respects Sissy a lot. I mean, she did help him out a lot in season 4 by just braiding his hair so he can just keep a low profile and just sneak out of LA without getting caught by the boys. But anyway, I would love to see more scenes with Sissy and Leon because I feel like their heart to hearts be really sentimental, and it kind of puts like a or break between all the madness that goes on in the show. We just take a moment and we just chill, just shut all this down. Let's just have a heart to heart, be sentimental with each other, be vulnerable with each other. So we get with Jerome, and it seems like he's in his feelings. He got a little drink in his cup, and he can, he's enjoying. What's his name? Maurice. Yeah, yeah, Maurice. I think that's his name. Maurice's raps. The kid got skills. He can really rhyme. You can tell. Jerome is feeling that. I mean, he's a music guy. He took all the money that he made off the street and invested into a store for radios and speakers. This dude, he's really into his music, but this whole new thing, rap. He feeling that. He like that. He can tell. You can tell that he wants to probably like get back in touch with that. I don't know. And I heard a lot of people were comparing. I heard a lot of people were comparing Jerome's character to Big U. So, who knows? Let's just keep on watching. So now we get back to Franklin and Veronique. They're having a whole conversation, and basically she said that, yo, you underestimated Teddy. And Franklin still doesn't believe that Teddy killed his father. I mean, he has this funny feeling. But my thing is, I don't think Franklin wants to react right away, because if he goes at Teddy, that's going to bring a shitstorm of problems. So if he's going to be having a bunch of problems coming his way, it's going to have to be worth it. He's going to have to know that that Alton got killed by Teddy. And Veronique, I mean, she got a little bit of street in her, because the way she just loaded up that gun. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that she's a cop. I don't know why people are saying that. A lot of people feel funny about Veronique. I don't know. I mean, like I said, third time maybe the charm. So, you can tell that Veronique really cares for Franklin. She feels his energy whenever it's off, and you can tell she just reads him. And she's able to bring out his vulnerability, able to express himself and all that. And, it was just a dope scene, seeing that little chemistry between Franklin and Veronique. Finally, someone cares for Franklin, is loyal to Franklin, and that's a good thing. And so we close off the episode with the most epic ending, yo. So we get this dude, what's his name? Ruben. Yes, I remember Ruben. And I guess, I don't know who he is. I guess he's some kind of Mexican hitman, and him and Sissy having a conversation about the family and everything like that. And yeah, so they start talking about Teddy. Actually, I think I made a boo-boo. I said that she found out about Teddy earlier in the episode, but I think it was this scene she finds out, either or. She finds out that Teddy's still around, playing, messing around with the family, creeping around. So you kill my husband, and then you think you're gonna be able to still walk? Oh, nah. So she starts just getting on some real. I didn't expect Sissy to just come like this, but yo, she came back here with a mission, and she said, when all this is done, then you can kill Teddy McDonald. And that had me like, yo. So my review for this episode, I thought it was a fire episode. I mean, they were saying some of the most realest things in this episode. I mean, Leon was dropping gems. Even Reed was dropping gems. I mean, like, yo, no one cares about your neighborhood, bro. No one's coming. If this was somewhere out in the outskirts somewhere, the National Guard would be there. Nobody care. This all gonna blow over. Sell my product. Still, you ain't got no excuse. I can't do nothing. You just gonna have to lay low and sell my product. And you got Leon with his preaching self in a good way. Talking about, he bringing up historical figures and comparing them to the modern times, their modern times. And I thought this episode was just really on. It was on fire. I'm loving the character arc, and the character. Yeah, the character arc, the story arc is getting crazy. I seen the preview for the next episode, and I'm like, yo, this look like this could be the season finale. And we only got about, like, how many episodes? 4 episodes left. Yo, these next 4 episodes are gonna be really, really, really crazy. But anyway, that's my recap and review for Snowfall's season 5, episode 4, Revolutions. I look forward towards the next episode. If I missed anything or made any little errors, y'all let me know. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'm out of here. Y'all be easy, y'all.